Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am Will Scott, and on today's show, we're going to be reacting to Mel Kiper's latest NFL mock draft. Who are the Bengals going to take, according to Mel Kiper? We'll get to that here in a second. But first, go down and subscribe to the channel. We have relaunched our Bengals channel here at Chat Sports, and the more subs we get, the more content you get. It's a win-win. So go down and subscribe to the channel right now. The Bengals, I know, have one of the best fan bases in all of professional sports. Let me help me be able to show my bosses that by subscribing to the channel, youtube.com/Bengals TV. Taking a look at some Bengals team needs here before we get in to the Mel Kiper mock. Tight end is obviously going to be a need. You're probably going to lose Hayden Hurst in free agency. We'll see. Safety, Jesse Bates is a free agent. We'll see if they bring him back. Corner, as we know, is a big need. Slot wide receiver, maybe. Another weapon for Joe. And an offensive tackle is an absolute must when you're talking about the Bengals' free agency and draft needs. Let's take a look at these last 5 picks here. So the Bengals picking at 28. Deontay Banks going to the Vikings, so you could use a corner, but he's been taken by Minnesota in this scenario. Lucas Van Ness, defensive lineman out of Iowa, going to Jacksonville. Quentin Johnston somehow falls to 25 here. I don't know if I agree with that. Producer Patrick Statement, I think he's going to be a top 15 pick. You need a tight end. Dalton Kincaid, though, out of Utah, going to Dallas, and then Bijan Robinson, the running back out of Texas, going to Buffalo. So who did the Bengals pick? Drum roll, please. Luke Musgrave, the Oregon State tight end. Luke Musgrave going at number 28 overall to the Cincinnati Bengals in Mel Kiper's mock. Now, I like Musgrave. I think I'd prefer Dalton Kincaid, who was picked at number 26 in this mock draft. But if the Bengals end up with either Kincaid or Musgrave, I would probably be pretty happy with that scenario. However, I'm all about offensive line. Offensive line. If you've watched my shows here at Chat Sports, you know how passionate I am about the offensive line. And how can you not be when you're talking about this Bengals offensive line? Joe Burrow's got to be protected. He's got to be your quarterback for the foreseeable future and has to bring multiple Super Bowls to Cincinnati. In order to do that, he needs an offensive line. Taking a look at what Musgrave, though, did this past season, just 2 games played. Had some injury stuff, 169 yards, 1 touchdown for Musgrave. So Kiper has the Bengals taking a tight end. I expect them to address that team need pretty early on when you consider the fact that Hayden Hurst is probably going to leave in free agency. You need more weapons for Joe Burrow if that happens. So I do expect them to address this need. Will it be in the first round? I'm not so sure. We will have to wait and see. Grade the pick, though, of Luke Musgrave at number 28 overall. Type A, B, C, D, or F down in the comment section. Go down and let me know. It is the pinned comment, so reply to it when you get a second. Type A, B, C, D, or F. I'd say a solid B. I would not be disappointed if they took Musgrave. I'd prefer Kincaid. I'd prefer offensive line. But Luke Musgrave would certainly be a solid selection here for Cincinnati, number 28 overall. Again, go down and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have you covered with a lot more Bengals draft coverage here in the coming weeks.